The old iron bridge was the heart of the town's curse. Spanning a chasm that swallowed sunlight, its rusted trusses sang a mournful tune in the wind, a dirge for the lives it had claimed. But the bridge wasn't the curse. The curse was the train that rode it. Old Elias swore on his father's grave that on the anniversary of the great railway disaster of 1903, the train would return. It wasn't just a story whispered around campfires, but a terrifying reality etched into the town's history. And tonight was that night. Young Thomas, a skeptic, had scoffed at the tales. It's just a sound echo, he'd argued. But even as he spoke, a shiver traced a line down his spine. The air was thick and heavy. As the clock in the town square struck midnight, a low rumble started to shake the earth. It was a sound that didn't just reach the ears, but resonated deep in the chest. The town's lights flickered. Thomas, against his better judgment, found himself drawn to the edge of the chasm, the old bridge silhouetted against the moonlight. And there it was, a single piercing whistle, not of steam, but of souls crying out in agony. A flicker of light appeared on the far end of the bridge. The train wasn't made of steel and iron. It was a phantom. Its carriages were filled with spectral figures, their faces frozen in expressions of terror, their hands clawing at the ghostly windows. The engineer, a skeletal figure in a long-dead uniform, stared straight ahead, his eyes two burning embers of hellfire. The train moved without sound, its wheels not touching the rusted tracks but gliding above them, its engine humming with a sound like a million dying wasps. It was a procession of the damned, a perpetual journey to a station that never arrived. As it passed, the air grew colder, the scent of petrichor replaced with the stench of decay and sorrow. Thomas, frozen in place, could feel the spectral wind of its passage on his skin, a chill that promised a cold and lonely end. The ghostly passengers, their heads turning in unison, stared at him, their silent, gaping mouths screaming a warning he couldn't comprehend. The train vanished as it reached the other side, dissolving into a whisper of mist and the lingering echo of 1,000 silent screams. The earth stopped trembling, the lights in the town steadied, and the old bridge was once again just a rust-eaten relic. Thomas stumbled back, his bravado shattered, his skepticism a distant memory. He never spoke of what he saw, not to the old men who shared their tales, not to the new generations who dismissed them. But every year, on that same night, he'd be there on the edge of the chasm, waiting. Not out of morbid curiosity, but because he was now a part of the story. He had seen the ghost train, and it had seen him, and he knew, with a certainty that chilled him to the bone, that one day he would be one of the silent passengers, forever riding the haunted rails of the night.